Oh, this is exhausting. All right. Hello, viewers. Welcome back to another episode of The Grumpy Penguin. Today, we're going to be pimping out my wife's WRX with this HKS exhaust. All right, first step is to get into this exhaust. So let's get this box cut open and see what we've got. All right, so this is a full stainless system from HKS. This is one of the better sounding Subaru systems out there. And I mean, I know how y'all know that Subarus are just notorious for how they sound with open exhaust. This car, being a 2020 model year, isn't going to have that famous thump, thump, thump offbeat noise because they actually made the headers for the turbo equal length. So it doesn't have that noise, but it still has that great flat 4 noise. And boy, is this going to sound good. This is a really, really quality exhaust system here. Oh, the welds are just absolutely perfect. Pretty lightweight considering it's still a pretty hefty muffler section. So this is the catback version. I don't know if HKS offers a non-catback. I know there's lots of other brands that do. So let's get this laid out on the floor here. Kind of see what we got. All right, that's pretty much it laid out. Looks like we've got all the pieces. So the next step is going to be getting the car up in the air and getting the old exhaust taken off. All right, so first step in getting any exhaust off, these bolts have been living in Northwest Ohio and Michigan, so we're gonna hit them with a little bit of Croil. And worst case, if we have to, we'll cut them off, but I doubt we'll need to. These actually look pretty good. It's only a 3-year-old car, so it shouldn't be too bad. We'll go ahead and start up here at the spring bolts, and then we'll disconnect kind of this section, bring it down. It helps to have like a stand or something if you're working by yourself. Luckily today I have a Doug, so Doug is going to be helping me take this exhaust down. I have a tool for this. I can't wait. I got a new tool. I'm gonna try this tool out. So this is a perfect use for this new tool that I picked up from Lyle. So what it does is it allows you to lock your wrench into basically an extension. So now we've got a little bit more leverage here. So used to you'd lock another spanner into the open end of your spanner. Well, no more. No more risk of breaking all of your things. So let's see how this works. Works pretty good. Cool. Surprisingly, they did not break in half. I do have new ones we're going to replace it with. Going to reuse the springs, however. So yeah, the next step is to get the back bolts off and keep on pulling this thing apart. It's just those 6 bolts and this exhaust is ready to come down. So grab a friend or grab a stand and you can pull it off. Let me show you the tool that I prefer to use to get these rubber hangers freed. All right, these bolt cutters are exactly what you, no, just kidding. Don't do that. There is a tool for this. These are kind of goofy looking pliers, but they are to basically punch out the rubber hangers. And all it does is push the metal bit out the back and then you can free it. So it's very, very easy to use. Just gotta find the metal hanger. Get your safety Doug in place. And just like that, it's free. So the next step, I just left a couple of bolts in place, just a couple threads on them here, just so that it wouldn't fall on anyone's head while we're working. Bolts are free. And the pipe can come down. All right, last step is to get these 2 mufflers out of here. Looks like it's gonna be pretty easy. So I don't even think I'm gonna need my safety Doug, but he's right here to help me out. Thank you, safety Doug. And one more, kind of hidden up here. If I only had my glasses on, I could see that. All right, take it away, safety Doug. So that is the exhaust off, pretty easy. 6 bolts, a couple of exhaust hangers. These make the job completely doable. So if you don't have these and you're doing this job, this is definitely worth the investment. You've spent the, over $1,000 on the exhaust, so definitely spend the extra money on the tool to make your job easier, especially if you're not using a lift and you're on your back in the driveway. So next step is we're gonna go ahead and reverse order of installation, go ahead and put everything back together with the new parts. First step is to put the new donut gasket onto the old downpipe, and I had to clean this one up with a wire wheel. Your mileage may vary on that. You may or may not have to do that depending on what part of the country you're living in. Here in the Rust Belt, it did get quite a bit of corrosion, so I just cleaned it up so it would create a good seal. Don't want any exhaust leaks, especially under the middle of the car. So next step is going to be get the mid-pipe kind of hung up here. So what we'll probably do is partially assemble, loosely assemble the 2 mid-pipe sections and get it hung in place. Good news, we do get the HKS sticker in the box of parts. So one thing about these HKS exhausts that a lot of people don't talk about is how they gasket together. Well, they don't really, well, they kind of do. So they have these O-rings here. These O-rings go around this section here, and then these 2 pipes bolt together like so, and that's what wow, that was loud. And that's what keeps the exhaust sealed up. So a lot of people don't know what these are for. They either don't put them on at all and then it leaks and rattles, or they try to goop them or do something like that. You don't, you just put them straight on. They work perfectly. It's a great system. The other downside of the HKS system, this is a bag of hardware that came with it, is this is actually not stainless steel hardware. It's plated, it's zinc plated, but not stainless steel. So Pure Tuning, which provided the exhaust for me today, recommended I get a stainless steel bolts package, and I did for it. So that way, just because it's going to be an all year round car, we don't have any issues with corrosion or rust. First step in the process is to bolt these 2 pieces together, and I'm going to bolt them together loosely so that I can hang this as one assembly. This is kind of optional. I'm working on a lift, so it's a little bit easier for me, and I have a helper in the shop today, which makes it even better. If you're working on your own, on your back, in your driveway, you're probably gonna wanna install this piece first and then work your way forward to the front of the car. However, because of my abilities today, I'm gonna go ahead and hang this piece first. So these exhaust hangers can be a bit of a bitch to reinstall. I like to put just a dab of lubricant. Hold on here. I'll try not to spray it all over the exhaust. So I like to put just a dab of lubricant on to help them be installed a little bit easier. So with that done, Doug, I'm gonna have you help me out here. This should move around just a little, but it should easily stay together. Ah, that's the problem. Okay. That is the middle section hung up. It's free hanging now. So now we'll go ahead and hang the 2 tailpipe sections, and then we'll get everything bolted down. You never want to bolt an exhaust system completely together until it's pretty much all in place, and then things won't line up. So we'll get everything lined up, then we'll tighten everything down. So the last step in any exhaust install process is to wipe it down completely front to back with brake cleaner. This is an absolute work of art like we talked about earlier, and we want to try to preserve that as much as possible. I know it's going to get dirty under the car. This car gets driven everywhere, but we don't want baked in fingerprints making it look like absolute trash immediately upon starting, because that heat will bake those oils right onto the stainless steel and they will never, ever, ever come off. So this is just something I've always done. It's a good practice and you should do it too. All right guys, that wraps up this exhaust install. The HKS unit fit up absolutely perfectly. I want to say a big thanks to Pure Tuning for sourcing the exhaust for me. They are an authorized HKS dealer, so if you're in the Northwest Ohio, Southeast Michigan area, they are local to you and can get these products to you, not just for your Subaru, but any HKS product. So look them up if you're in the area. Last step here today is to fire it up and see how it sounds. All right, that does it for today, guys. Just want to say a big thanks to Safety Doug for helping me out, for Colby for doing all the filming today. It's nice to have not just be by myself and actually have a little bit of a crew. They are my good friends, so I'm just happy that they are here helping me work on some cars. I think the exhaust sounds great, doesn't drone, it's a little louder than stock, and I'm just super happy with it. I think it's going to make this car a little bit more powerful and a lot more fun to drive. If you like this video, like and subscribe for more content. And if you want to see an absolutely mega build series, this is kind of like a one-day tuning thing that I'm doing, but if you want to see an absolutely mega build series, check out the videos on my SR swapped Datsun Roadster.
I am the customary flat bill wearer for this video. This has been sponsored by Flat Bill Wearers Everywhere. Without you, we wouldn't have content like this because no one would buy Subarus. Thanks.